not much into celebrations, I guess due to my past. At the company where I work, they like to acknowledge milestones. When I had my 5-year or 10-year anniversary, they would give me a pin about 6 months later. When I joined the training department, my coworker was 11 years senior to me, and his 25th anniversary was coming up. Our boss called from back east and wanted to do something for him. I drove her around town to get a cake and coffee for our branch. It was a great event, and I thought, wow, maybe next year I'll get acknowledged. On my 15th year, it came and went, and I got a pin about 6 months later. We have another junior guy. He celebrated his 15th a couple years later. He got his pin on time. Then the senior worker was going to celebrate his 30th anniversary. Our boss gave me a call, asked me if I could obtain his wife's phone number, and if I could also get a phone number for a classy restaurant. I got her that. She flew out, invited the senior worker with his wife, and the junior worker and his wife. I was not invited. Next year was my 20th anniversary. I had zero expectations. As usual, I got my pin 6 months later with the card signed by my coworkers. The junior worker was approaching his 20th anniversary. I get an assignment to work one day outside the office. The next day, I come into the office and go into my coworker's office to use the copy machine. I see balloons, leftovers of a cake, and coffee cups. The senior coworker arrives to work, and I asked him what went on. He tells me that our boss and a manager from back east came to visit yesterday because the junior coworker had his 20th anniversary. They all went to a pub for lunch and had cake back at the office. So my boss made sure I was out of the office so the group could celebrate. COVID hindered the senior coworker's 35th anniversary. Local management celebrated with the cake and coffee. The next year was my 25th. The director from back east was in town 2 days before my specific date. She wanted to see me. I was excited. There will be a celebration. She comes into my office and we talk for about 30 minutes. Then she asks, I hear that you have some kind of anniversary coming up. And I tell her, yes, it's my 25th anniversary in a couple days. She tells me congratulations, and then she mentions that she has to go to her next meeting and leaves. I get a cupcake from the local management, along with 2 other warehouse workers. Being that I was the second most senior person, I got to see in company newsletters my boss and the director from back east celebrate all the other 25th anniversary milestones at nice restaurants across the country. Like I said at the start of the episode, I'm not much into celebrations. But I do have an issue when one person gets singled out for the wrong reasons. And with my group in this company, I don't feel fit that I'm a type A personality, as most other instructors are. And I guess that rubbed them the wrong way, and this was a way of showing it without actually saying it.